the worlds that we've built and the worlds that we're continue to build and to grow. And so I think that is at the heart of Blackstone. You'll be seeing, those that follow Blackstone and are paying attention to it on every front that it's sort of connected, whether that's the website, the social media side, and the short stories that you're seeing show up on our website. We'll find a very richly connected storyline that not only has a really incredible life of its own, but it's also designed to support the living aspect of our games. Those elements that change. We're trying to figure out how we bring a narrative side to those things. When you see balance changes and things like that, we actually have some sort of narrative support for why those things are happening, and not just random number changes or whatever. So
okay, great. And then talk a little bit about just the recent launch, the one with the Vengeance and the March 26th date.
Yeah, we haven't talked a lot about the Vengeance promotion, but it's something you'll be hearing a little bit more about from us this week, and we're very excited about it. Obviously, Swarm's coming, and we're trying to think of as many engaging and community-focused opportunities that we can come up with to talk about the game, talk about the story behind the game, get Blizzard developers in front of the community, give them an opportunity to interact, that kind of thing. So that's at the heart of what you're going to see with the Vengeance promotion. Again, I'll save any specific details for the announcements we're making this week. But yeah, it's obviously all focused towards the launch of Swarm and getting people excited for the game.
All right, so you can't tell us what's happening on March 26th. Is that what you're saying?
Vengeance is coming.
Vengeance is coming.
Quite literally, Vengeance is coming. I mean, it's pretty clear, right? It's on Twitch, so something will be live streamed there. And again, all the other details I don't want to spoil, because we obviously have a communication pipeline up and
gotcha.
in place for the week. So.
Right. Okay. Kevin, this appears to be slightly a different, a new or more focused direction than what you guys may have taken in the past. Is that the case, or is this just more highlighted by streaming and everything now, and the ability to reach more people, or is this actually kind of a new approach that you guys are taking?
I mean, so I'm actually relatively new to Blizzard. I've actually joined the team here in July, and I can speak for myself. We're constantly trying to think of new ways to connect with the community more, help you guys kind of see the face of the team that are building these games and understand more and more of what they're thinking and how they feel, as well as continuing to be a stronger and stronger advocate for the community voice surrounding these games as well. So yeah, I think so. At the heart of these things is just someone like me or my team. There's 6 of us currently working on the Starcarft side of community here at Blizzard, just sitting down and thinking, what can we do to make this more engaging, more exciting? How can we, engage the community more? And so that's at the heart of all of these things, just asking those questions. And we can always do more and always do better. And what you're seeing is our attempt to move in those directions, I believe. So.
Okay, great. So as for the launch itself, a lot of things, you guys had a whole page that was showing kind of, just the schedule, I think, for the actual 24-hour party and the launch and the multiple streams.
Are you talking about the TL thread that came up?
Yeah, the TL thread that had, it showed the Blizzard, obviously the Blizzard stream, and it showed kind of the community stream, I think Day 9's doing with. Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about that. I mean, I don't think, we definitely had some. I mean, I'm trying to remember Wings of Liberty launch, and I remember Day 9 doing something. What did he do with TL, or did he do it with you guys last time? I don't quite remember.
Yeah, no. So Day 9 for Wings launch did a really large community event that was, at a physical venue. It ran for quite a long time. There were, people playing board games and hanging out, and it was, a regular live stream thing as well. And so, as far as Day 9 side of that, they very much wanted to do a similar launch event for Swarm launch. And so, we've been speaking with them about our plans and their plans, and trying to make sure that they were collaborative with one another and not detracting from this sort of single narrative. And so that's kind of what you're seeing there. you'll be obviously hearing more and more from the Blizzard side about what we're doing for our launch events globally. We have our launch pages up on the Blizzard.com site right now. You can find some information there, but that TL thread is primarily focused on what Day9 is doing with his community event.
Yeah.
And so, but again, you'll be hearing more and more from us about our events, what's going on there, who's involved, what you're going to see as we get closer.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I thought John had something. But so let's kind of transition over to some, just to kind of get a feel for your plans in regards to the SE2 community and maybe some initiatives you have just, obviously right now and even just once Heartless Worm launches and moving forward.
So you're wanting to hear what are we doing, what are our goals?
Yeah, what are your plans, and what are some maybe initiatives that the community doesn't know about right now that you guys are trying to promote or trying to do that's new that you guys have been doing in the past.
So, I mean, one thing we've been having regular conversations about is figuring out how to make a lot of the game, elements of the game, more interactive and interesting. Not just the main Starcarft game, but also other elements like the arcade and which I know you're very familiar with with your show and everything. Yeah. We've really been trying to take strides all across the board to make the way we're engaging our players just more exciting and interesting. We've been connecting more and more with developers on the arcade side, featuring arcade games, trying to get more involved there, providing more and more documentation and information in support of the editor. As you can see, even in the 204 patch notes that we put up today, one of the biggest sections in those patch notes is actually dedicated to the editor. So the team on the development side is working very hard at improving those things. So we're working on building that sort of ecosystem a good bit. We're also in talks with Team Liquid about actual Melee map contests again. They've done one for us in the past. We're talking more and more with tournament organizers and leagues about how to find how to bring a stronger sense of parity between what pros are playing on and the maps that are used in the ladder in game. Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit of a spattering there. As far as just my team in general, we talk a lot about how to improve the way we're communicating. We have desires and goals for more video coming out of our team, more opportunities to hear from our developers. Again, I think video is a big part of that. We also talk a lot about wanting to improve establish an official fan side program, one that actually has a lot of back and forth, open channels of communication that are very clear and available for folks who want to participate in that program. We also talk about our MVP program on our forums and wanting to, flesh that out a bit more and make that more involved. So those are things that, when my team has sat down at the beginning of this year and said, what are our goals? Those are things that come up in our conversation. Those are at the top of the list, is wanting to make improvements in those areas and, make that, just flesh a lot of that out. So.
Yeah, what do you see as being the biggest issue right now from the standpoint of the community, whether it involves like retention, just keeping folks in the community, versus other games, like let's just throw out League of Legends community. What are those main problems that you're trying to fix right now?
I mean, I guess I don't know. I wouldn't highlight any specific problems. I think my team's job is always to figure out how to be more engaging wherever we are. So if that's if that's on our forums, then we need to be interacting more, posting more, just creating the conversation so that if there are people out there that want to engage in that, they can. We would love it if StarCraft was a game for everybody, and I think we try to push ourselves to think how to make it more that way. How can we do more around story? We had our CDev Q&A that ran for like many weeks. Every Monday we had Brian Kendrigan from the creative development department answering a ton of lore questions and trying to focus on that. Obviously Blackstone. We're trying to think of all of the various interests that sort of align around StarCraft and figure out how to promote those. So I think, to answer your question, I mean, my job is to constantly just look at how can we be doing what our job is better. And I don't know that I necessarily look at specific problems. I mean, StarCraft is it is a very different game from a game like League of Legends, and so we just we're really excited to make it the strongest and most engaging experience we can for the players who are here and who want to be involved. So I think it's creating those opportunities, following up and then just making them as epic as we can. So,
Kevin, so
yeah,
I mean, it definitely sounds like you guys are definitely working towards that. Is the ultimate goal, though, as well, is to create a larger user base of actual players, as opposed to, I mean, because you can have a small community that's very, very engaged, and you guys could be doing an excellent job of reaching out to them. But if you don't have the player base, all of that kind of is for naught. I mean, not from my point of view, but for some, for maybe a large corporation, they don't see the ROI of it. But I mean, is ultimately the idea is to try to keep the users continuing to flow into StarCraft 2?
I mean, absolutely. I think that would be the goal of any smart company, is to be doing that. And a lot of these conversations cross over into the realm of development and figuring out, what can we be doing on the development side to make those things work or improve them. And we've seen a lot of additions in Swarm, trying to make the game feel a bit more approachable, a little more accessible. The addition of training mode, the versus AI mode, all of those things that we're on the development side working to make the game feel a little less daunting. I mean, StarCraft 2 tends to get a reputation for being very challenging. The addition of the unranked ladder, all of those things, I think on the development side are being put into place as a means to answer those questions, those things you're bringing up. But yeah, I mean, we love StarCraft. We're excited for where it is. We're excited for where it's going. Like, I don't think we in any way sit here, frustrated or concerned, or we're just very, very happy to celebrate what we have and where we're headed. And I don't know. I think sometimes reading into your question a bit, I think sometimes the community tends to do a lot of direct comparisons, or and honestly, we don't tend to look at it that way. We love StarCraft. We want to make it the most epic and the best game it possibly can be, and that's kind of what we focus on is that, and we tend to just want to make improvements based on that alone.
Yeah,
and,
that's always an issue in the community. I mean, there are some people that will just complain that there's not enough users, and then there's others that will complain that Blizzard's all about making money, and there's they don't understand. It's one or the other, or sometimes it's both, and everything just gets convoluted. It's I mean, I think if you guys are continuing to do what you do, is just stay the course. Like, you want your game to be what your game is, and not, because the community is always going to say things, a lot of times ass backwards. And that's the thing, too, is you can't really please everybody, too. And I think that's part of the challenge. And I think I really, really appreciate sitting in meetings with Dustin and people like David Kim, and having them they're just laser focused on, look, this is the game that we're building. This is it. It's this game. And, you hear a lot of noise of people saying, well, that game should be this game and that game should be this game. And that's, StarCraft is a game that I think the people who are behind the wheel have a very, very clear picture of what it is they're building and what it is they're aiming for. And, they want to stay the course on that. And they're so happy and pleased by what they have, and the amazing and exciting community that's built around it. All of that is just thrilling. And so I think, if anything, we look at that with very, very positive. We look at it from a very, very positive stance. We're not like, we just want to continue to make it better, to improve it. So.
Yeah, I mean, the real point of my question had more to do with, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the community, so I'm all about it and the positivity of it. But really the point of the question had more to do with, gamers, right? Gamers we're going to be playing multiple games. You know what I mean? Of course, we have our favorite games, and a lot of us, play StarCraft 2. It's our favorite game, and we're going to gravitate toward the SC2 community. But I feel like there are a lot of folks that are, they're pretty even as to like how they feel about certain games. So when it comes down to really choosing the community, when it comes down to having time to even dedicate to each community, you kind of have to choose in some way, or or there has to be some difference in the communities to to get this person to spend a little bit more time in the StarCraft 2 community versus like, I don't know, the CSGO community versus the Dota 2 community, whatever, right?
Sure.
And that was really the question I was trying to get towards you, and, you know, you really get at and ask you from the standpoint of retention or the standpoint of you know, getting these folks to, you know, is there anything that you guys are planning maybe to do to get these folks to, you know, stay with StarCraft 2, even though they like StarCraft 2 just as much as, you know, the next game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that brings me back to my initial point, which is my job is to make sure my team is the best at what they can do, and are constantly pushing ourselves to look at how to make things more engaging, you know, to be more present. We've taken a lot of steps in that direction. I mean, you've probably seen more frequent posting from us on Reddit, just more involvement, more transparency, and you know, I think that's my goal, is just to continue to push our teams to be doing what we can better. And I think there's tons we can learn from all over this industry about how to make what we do better and to think a little bit more outside the box, be more creative, that kind of thing. And you know, we're definitely doing those things and hoping to follow through with it. All the rest, I honestly I just can't control. And I think if I know that I'm doing my best and my team is doing the best that we can, we're serving the game right, we're serving the company right, and we're serving the community right. And you know, that's really all I can answer. You know,
yeah,
it's like,
no, that's
just want to do the best we can. Yeah.
From, you know, you brought up a lot of things where you guys are doing a lot more on y'all sites, you know, the Blizzard site and the Battle.net sites, and you know, just being more involved there, being more transparent there. And my next question really has to do with so a lot of the StarCraft 2 community revolves around TeamLiquid.net, and that's not Blizzard's site, right? I mean, that's not y'all's site. It's actually a different, you know, completely third-party site. And do you, I mean, is there any kind of motivation to kind of try to bring some of that traffic just directly to y'all's site versus, or is it more like, hey, you know, we've kind of accepted that TL.net's going to be the place, and we're just going to, like, you know, kind of work off that?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I think, I mean, we love Team Liquid. Team Liquid is amazing, and I mean, in all honesty, when I look at my job, I don't ever think of, you know, how can we, oh, we're failing, we should be doing what Team Liquid's doing. In fact, we actually talk quite the opposite. I feel like my job is not only trying to build the communities that Blizzard is, you know, personally hosting, but it's also to help make sure that those communities that aren't necessarily driven by us are thriving and doing well. So, you know, part of my team's job is like, well, how can we make Team Liquid stronger in what they do? And and you know, those are exciting conversations. I feel like we haven't really. We've been running so fast, at least since I came on.
Things,
yeah, we've been running so fast that I feel like we haven't even really dug deep into that conversation about what can we be doing to strengthen what TL does and make it an even stronger part of you know, the broader StarCraft scene. But that's something I think about quite a bit, and my team as well. So.
Yeah, it wasn't too long that the publishers, you know, they didn't have a community team. It was just purely building the game, and whatever community organically is created from the public that's it, right? So it's cool.
And I think, you know, Blizzard is obviously in a unique place to provide content that is, or you know, things that the outside community can't. And I think that's where, when I look towards the future and how can we improve, you know, our infrastructure, how can we improve our websites, how can we improve certain things. That's where I think, oh, okay, we can do that. You know, maybe we could provide a better way for people to search for clans via our website, you know, and it's tied into the game, and it's, you know, like that kind of thing. Those are the things that I think of, like, Blizzard can provide that. You know, we can figure out how to make that experience better, you know. But, yeah, we have no intentions of wanting to step on the toes of other sites. We just, nothing but appreciate that. And you know, as I said earlier, want to figure out how to strengthen what they do. And yeah, that's kind of the take there.
Yeah, just Kevin, for people that sorry, Chris, for people that may not know, what's your experience prior to leading the team here at Blizzard?
Sure. Prior to this job, I worked for 38 Studios as a community manager there, and until that company experienced its horrible demise. And prior to that, I worked in New York City as an artist, as a filmmaker and an actor. And you know, part of what propelled me towards working with communities and games is just a deep fascination with the way technology is impacting our social culture. I did a documentary film called The Raid. It was about raiding in World of Warcraft, and essentially just talking about the dynamic relationships that exist within a game like that, really trying to show it from a very objective light, not one that is, biased in any way as being like, hey, this is absolutely golden. There's no gray areas here at all. Just go, go, go. But hey, here's a raid doing its thing. It's got so many positive things that the media doesn't cover, all of that. So that was sort of my huge propulsion into this direction, being fascinated by those things. I fell in love with what 38 Studios was doing from an artistic place. And was fascinated about the idea of working with R.A. Salvatore and Todd McFarlane, and people like Ken Ralston, and building a whole new fantasy world, and wanting to be a part of that. Yeah. And so that's what kind of wooed me in that direction. I got the job with them, and I've always been a passionate fan of esports, and someone who just looks, as a player of Starcarft 2, and someone who is not as a regular bronze leaguer, silver leaguer, it is something I just stand in awe of and have always followed, and just been just so appreciative of the expertise there. And so getting the opportunity to work at Blizzard and to join Starcarft and figure out how to make this community stronger and better was just a really exciting thing. So
huge props to Kevin and the community team, because just to give you an example about what these guys do just for community folks like myself, doing projects in the community. The whole Christmas show I had, these guys basically contributed to all of it, for me to do all those crazy awesome giveaways for you guys. And just to kind of go along the lines of that, I kind of wanted to have you talk a little bit about what you think of all these these kind of shows and these projects and these little one-off events around the community, and what you guys think of even providing any support for them.
Oh man, we think they're great. I watch as many as my time and family will allow. I honestly, I think my wife, she knows all of your voices because I just have it drumming constantly.
Really? Man, okay.
I'll fall asleep with my headphones in, listening to State of the Game or Inside the Game, or watching your shows, Chris, of course this one, and then Wednesday Night Sprites and all that. But yeah, so I'm a huge fan personally. I love watching what you guys are doing with communities thinking, and I think that's something. I don't think you guys realize how much the team over here does that, and how much we're aware of that regularly. So absolutely, it's huge. We want to do more. We want to make what you guys are doing even better. Much like I said about TL earlier, my job I see is not just trying to make Blizzard things better, but it's figuring out how to make what you guys are doing better. Give you guys more resources. Give you, guys the information and the tools that you need to make your shows as strong as they can be. So absolutely, huge fan. I think it's a really, really exciting time to be in this field, because these tools, live streaming, the ease of using a piece of software like XSplit or Wirecast, whatever floats your boat, is amazing. And luckily, we're in an industry where we have users in a community that aren't afraid to use that stuff. And I think the rest of the world will be moving in this direction as well. But we get to be in the vanguard and just push forward first, and that's always exciting. We kind of are getting to play with things that the rest of the culture will be following suit with shortly. So I love that, and so yeah, huge fan. Let me know how I can help what you're doing.
Of course, I will.
yeah.
But kind of connecting you two now, Duran and Kevin. What do you think, Kevin? What do you think of CSL?
Oh, huge. We love it. Honestly, Duran, Duran knows we've emailed a couple times. If anything, I feel guilty for being too busy to do more, and that's something we always fight over here. Is just wishing we had more time to invest, more time to be present, to show up and make sure you guys realize how much we appreciate these things. I think CSL is amazing. Again, one of those organizations who I think this company just looks at and we're just in awe of how cool it is. And so absolutely, loved. I watched it from my house while we were trying to potty train our daughter.
And potty training my son too, watching it. Yeah. That's so funny, man.
Yeah, dude.
No, that's how you gotta watch CSL.
Yeah, man. Potty training.
Yeah, in the bathroom with my phone, man. Training. It's like
man. Yeah,
it's like we're gonna release a set of potty training videos. They're just like our VODs from the season.
That's awesome, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, and it seemed like a really successful weekend for you guys, and that's very, very cool. So
yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. We appreciate the swag that we gave out.
Oh yeah. How did that go? Did that all go well? Everyone?
Yeah, definitely. It was quite well received. People,
nice.
I mean, everyone likes getting free stuff. What?
What'd you give out?
What'd you give out?
What swag?
We had like mice, headsets.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Starcarft 2, like Marauder keyboards. We had messenger bags. We even had some books.
Books,
which were pretty cool. Starcarft
literature.
Books like lore books or like strategy guides?
No, like books.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starcarft
Didn't even know they existed.
Yeah, CSL. You actually have to have. We gave like a reading list out, and we're expecting essays back from people on the
books. Oh man.
Well, they are in school.
Exactly.
Yeah. To be eligible for prize money, you need to write a 5-page essay on the Heroes of Liberty by whoever it is that wrote that.
For freshman Starcraft literature.
Yeah, but no, it was really well received. I think people like that connection, and obviously everybody likes being eligible to get free stuff. So that's always a good thing about having events.
Yeah, it was cool. It was interesting to see the whole Azubu player and all that stuff. That was kind of an
it's coming up. It's brand new, so it will be improved.
Sure.
It was pretty neat. You know, first ever experience on it. It was the promo. It was, first ever experience on Azubu TV.
Yeah.
For the public, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, congrats for breaking ground. That's cool.
Thank you.
John, do you have something for Kevin?
No.
No?
I don't think so. Why? Should I?
I just figured you'd have something. You always have something.
No, I don't think so. If I think of it, I'll let you know.
So, Chris, what's on the docket for Wednesday night sprites this week? What are you guys doing?
Wednesday night, I've been talking to Raphael. Speaking of which, you're going to tell him to message me back. But at the very least, I wanted to check out the StarCraft 2 universe. Or StarCraft Universe game.
Definitely. Yeah. Wow, it's so cool to see that game. Finally, getting a little bit of showtime. Mm-hmm. It's really, really cool.
That trailer was pretty awesome that he had, or that demo trailer or whatever it was. We'll definitely be checking that out. I don't know if we'll be eating this week or not, but we'll be watching it. I mean, we'll be definitely playing that game. So tomorrow night, guys.
Awesome. Well, we got a lot of really interesting content coming out this week for you guys. We have our final video in the video series that we've been putting out on Swarm features and stuff. This particular video is about esports and multiplayer, so a lot of the additions that have been made to improve those experiences, things that folks in the beta already have experience with. A lot of the replay features, the take command, watch with others, and resume from or recover your game features. And you'll get a first look at a custom observer UI in action. We have one of our team developers, the UI team, and have been working on a custom observer UI that we kind of want to showcase to the world as a sort of an example of what you can do with the custom system in the game now. Mm-hmm. And so you'll get a first real quick look at that in this video as well. So it's pretty cool, and then cover things like physics and stat improvements and stuff. So that should be coming out probably tomorrow morning, and then of course we'll follow up with info about the Vengeance promotion for next week, and more info about the launch events and stuff like that. So really exciting time. Yeah,
look forward to more of that, man. All that Twitter viral marketing stuff is good stuff, man. Just keeps us all working together, trying to figure out these things. So it's always great.
It's funny that Sean Plott was like so slow at getting his piece out. And I was like, he finally texted me during CSL. He's like, did you guys send me something? It's like, yeah, man, we direct messaged you from StarCraft. Like we did it, 4 days ago. I don't know. I guess he's been busy. He's a busy dude.
It was
too.
funny. I had kind of the same issue too. I was kind of like, what's this? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? So it actually took me some time to get my piece out too. So
yeah,
that was pretty funny. But anyways, Kevin, I know we don't have you, for too long, so I just wanted to see if you want to do any shout outs or last second, announcements and holiday.
Yeah, I definitely want to shout out to my team. I think one of the things about the Blizzard community team is that I don't know that people really know who the guys are behind the scenes that are really working hard, and I think we're doing better at making that clear within the last few months. But there are currently 6 of us on my team. Myself, I go by the name Cloakin, of course, on the forums. There is Brandon. He goes by the name Aldrexis, really awesome dude. Raphael, who's done a lot of work, like you said, Chris, with developers and working on the arcade side. He goes by the name Tracent. Nate Valenta, who goes by the name of Spirian on the forums. Randy Jordan, who is Kyvax. He does a ton of our writing. He writes on the blog and just pushes a ton of our content. Really, really awesome dude. And then CW, who is a little bit behind the scenes. He goes by the name Sidra when he does post on the forums, CYDRA, and he is an invaluable powerhouse in our team. He kind of keeps us all straight, keeps our head on straight, and helps us with our kind of project measurement. So that's the StarCraft team. We super great collection of dudes, all working really well together, and just very, very very blessed to have them as a team. Really cool guys. So that's my main shout out there. It's to my team, and many thanks to you guys for working so hard over the last 6 months since I came on board. It's been a really wild ride, and looking forward to the next year. So
yeah, definitely, Kevin.
Right.
Again, big thanks to you for just doing everything that you do to help support us. So
absolutely, man.
Yep. Thanks.
We'll
Kevin.
continue it
My
in
pleasure.
2013, man.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, take care.
Yep. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, let's see if we can fix these windows. What a good guy, man.
Kevin is a good guy.
Hopefully he'll call you back now, dude.
Yeah.
Word.
Word. All right, so right now, while I'm fixing these, well, shoot, I guess we'll take a mini break and we'll do Q&A right after. How's that sound?
Ooh. Sounds
Sounds
good.
great.
All right, we'll be right back. Alright, we're back, and for some reason the screen's still aren't fixed. Oh crap. I'm giving out beta keys though, as you guys can see in the chat. I know there's only 10 days left in the beta, but hey, better than nothing, right? I didn't actually realize I had these until recently.
Are you able to give me one?
You don't have one?
No.
Shit, I just gave them all away. No, just kidding. I think I still have.
Liar.
I still have some for you. You just need one, right?
I'll give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot. Oh my god, we need to kick this guy.
Well, it's just a time suck. I mean, if I want to be good at it and I want to enjoy it, I'd have to play it, and I don't know if I have time.
All right, one last one, guys. Last beta key. Go get it. Heart of the Swarm's a lot of fun, man. It's been great seeing just so much of the so much playing, so many, all the players now switching over to it, and seeing all these little tournaments start popping up. It really does feel like 2 years ago. A lot of that feel is coming back right now. So it's really great from the standpoint of the community. But all right, let's take some questions, guys. Oh man, I'm gonna have to fix it again. Shoot. If you have any questions, go ahead and call them in. My Skype is ChanmanV, and we'll just pull you on here. If you don't have Skype, just go ahead and type out your questions in chat, and we'll go ahead and ask them. Let's see. Oh, actually, I did have. Darn it, there was a question. Oh, there was a question for Kevin. I forgot to ask. He was asking why some tournaments, or just on the Reddit thread. Darn. Well,
don't mention Reddit. Don't mention it. I don't want the Reddit gods to come down on us.
Yeah.
All the discussions go to the Reddit thread.
No, you can't even say go to the Reddit thread.
You can say go to the Reddit. You can say go to the Reddit thread.
I mean, seriously, that's how stupid this is. You can say go to the Reddit thread with the implication that you're trying to get people to upvote your shit, but
you can't say that word.
Well, I did.
I know,
well, hold on. See how stupid that is?
I know. I'm just kidding.
It's just dumb.
I'm just kidding. All right, Q-Win's calling. Hold on.
I mean, that's the whole idea of Reddit.
Hold on, jeez.
They want the organic upvotes.
Yeah, okay, so you're going to force people? I mean, you can't force organic. That's the dumbest thing. Like, hey, guys, you're getting out of control. You're not organic enough.
Hey, guys, don't even post anything and see if people will know. See if people will find it.
You could, just for disclaimer, you could say that they could join in on the conversation in a positive manner.
Join in on the conversation. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
It's legit.
We're gonna have to wordsmith this, man.
Use different words.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said.
Join.
Go click the upward arrow.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Man. All right, Q, what's up, bud?
About the question, it's an easy one. I had a hard time coming up with anything. I thought you covered everything really good, so we're gonna do an easy one. Favorite unit in HOTS.
Favorite unit in HOTS. Duran, you first.
Mothership Core. Yeah.
Somebody's a Protoss player.
Yeah.
God damn it.
John doesn't even know. Don't even ask John.
You're gonna ask me this question. The biggest one.
The biggest one. He doesn't even know the biggest one. What would be the biggest one? The Tempest, I guess.
Just not the Mothership Core, but it's an old unit.
There you go. The Mothership. That's what I meant.
I think my favorite unit is one I've never even played yet, but it just kicks my ass every single game, which is the Hellbat.
Yeah, the Hellbat.
The Hellbat is probably my favorite unit, even though I don't play it. But how about you, bud? What's your favorite?
I just mass Marines all the time.
I'm
looking forward to the new skins. They introduced the new skins on Reddit. Not saying that you should upload it at all. I'm just saying that they have some new skins.
Okay. Join in the discussion for the new skins, guys, on Reddit.
Well, yeah, that's
if you feel compelled, you can let us know how you feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a manner that's good for the thread.
That's right.
Exactly. All right, Ewan, man. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, we got Shindigs is actually calling. Holy crap.
Oh.
I haven't heard from Tim in a while.
I mean, oops.
I thought he was dead.
Bleep.
It's fine. It's fine, Duran. Tim. You there?
What's up, Tim?
Can't hear you, Tim, if you're there.
I just spent like 6 days with him, and I guess he hasn't had enough.
Oh, really? Oh. No wonder. No wonder. I think you got a little stalker there, man.
I know. It's kind of weird.
Wait, hello?
Hey, what's up, Tim?
There he is.
All right. I got a question. First of all, what's up, John and Chris?
What's up,
What's
buddy?
up, buddy? It's been a while.
I know it has. It has. All right. I checked out a bit of CSL Azubu Collegiate Champions this weekend.
All right.
And
Hey, man, I haven't seen you in a while, Tim. It's been like 6 hours.
I was so excited. I was wondering how I could get involved with such an amazing organization such as CSL. Could you tell me how I could do that?
Wow.
Wow, this is
well, Shindigs. Funny you should ask that question. We are always on the lookout for new staff members, new volunteers to join us. In particular, we are looking for people to help on the production end. We hope to expand the scope of what we're able to do in terms of streaming matches, having more content to produce. So people who are interested in getting involved, either casting or kind of more on the back end, or just anything, being an administrator for League of Legends or StarCraft, you can email us at jobs@cstarleague.com. And I believe we have a jobs listing on the website that lists a bit more specifically what we're looking for. And yeah, we do have a really fun group of people, like Mr. Timothy Young over there, and so we're always ready to have more people join in and become a part of our family. So yeah, definitely, if anyone's looking to get involved, we're looking for more help, and it's pretty fun, rewarding work, and sometimes you get free gummy bears sent to your house by Kirsten, which is just cool.
You can volunteer 40 years a week and get a t-shirt.
Oh yeah, and a t-shirt.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right.
Dude, t-shirts
Thanks
are...
for taking my question. See you on the beach, Duran.
All right.
Thanks for the random question, caller.
Yeah, random question by a random caller.
Hey, what happened there? Shoot. There we go. All right. Let's see. We have any other questions here, guys? You can call in the questions. My Skype is ChanmanV, and we will just add you to the call here. You can ask. You can ask your questions live. Let's see. Are there any questions in chat here? Let me see. What do you guys think about SE2 on console? Like, I made a post in TL and Reddit that he plays SE2 with his Xbox controller. Watched his stream yesterday, and it was surprisingly good. Yeah, I've actually seen that guy stream, believe it or not.
I heard about it,
Yeah.
but I've never seen it. I'd be curious to see how he does it with the controller. I mean, I think it'd be actually pretty cool to watch.
I mean, you can't play it as a high a level, just like
you
shooters.
Can't play,
you can't
play
do it.
any console game at a higher level, except sports games.
Right, exactly. So,
I was reminded
I
saw
think
that, I was just reminded of StarCraft 64.
StarCraft 64. Oh man,
The best game ever made.
oh my god, that's hilarious, dude. But yeah, I mean, it would be great from the standpoint of promoting the game, but as from a standpoint of producing more pro players and that sort of thing, there's no way. I mean, you have to play on the PC, honestly. So yeah, so it'll be interesting. Let's see. Question for. Let's see. Do we have a caller here? Question for Duran. It's from Ewan again. What drives you? Like, why did you start making CSL?
What drives me?
Oh man, it's that clear, huh?
Yeah. It's really like when I was a kid, my cousin got StarCraft, like a beta of StarCraft 1 in like 97 or something, and he introduced me to the game, and then we just played it a lot, and that was like StarCraft is really one thing that kind of built and like solidified my relationship with my cousin, and it's something where I always feel something for the game, that like I want to help other people create those kind of friendships. So that's one thing that drives me. And then like specifically with CSL, when I was in college at UCSD, every year there's a big tournament on campus. And when I first got there, because like in Broodwar, I was a pretty good player. Like I was fairly competitive in the NA scene and stuff. So I got there and I was like, oh, there's a StarCraft tournament. Awesome, like easy money for me. And then I got there and there was a bunch of Korean kids who were there, and I was like, oh wow, some of these guys are actually pretty good. And then I got everybody and I was like, oh, hey, let's get a team and let's challenge some of the other UC schools and get like a fun little rivalry thing going. And like the UCSD CSL team that we created was a really good experience, and it was really fun for me, and it was like something that made my college experience a lot better than it probably would have been if I didn't have that. And so it's sort of those memories that really push me to work harder and keep doing what I'm doing to kind of help give other people those same opportunities, and especially with like prizes and scholarships, because like when I was playing in CSL actively in undergrad, there was no prize. So like when I won CSL, it was like, okay, congrats. I won CSL. There's nothing. So now it's like, I would have loved to be able to win 40 grand. So it's something that, I want to give other people things that I do, and I want to share my experiences and allow other people to have the same experiences and use the game to bond with others the way that I've done in my life. So that's pretty much, that's the biggest thing that drives me.
All right, cool. Good question. Let's see.
There's another question.
All right.
From Savage Frag. He wants to know, question for you, Chris. How are you so awesome?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, it started back with my brother and I. No, I'm just kidding.
I actually thought you were gonna go there with that.
No, we're gonna turn into real talk all of a sudden here, man.
Yo, man, I get pretty serious with my answers, man.
No, it's all good, man. It's definitely all good.
Duran, I wanted to point out. It's interesting that you say that it enhanced your college experience. I think back years and years ago to college. And one of the things that I remember was first getting involved in Quake, and just playing with my buddies in the dorms and things like that. And but your experience is kind of even cooler, because these are guys that you're playing on a team with and against. And some people can look back and say, yeah, I remember my party days in college, but you get to look back and say, hey, I won a championship playing a video game.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know. I think it's just it's a new time.
Yeah,
I didn't have party days. I had CSL dinner days. Those were my days.
Oh man, good stuff. All right, any serious questions here? Let's see.
I think my question was pretty serious.
His question was serious.
That question was serious? Why am I so awesome? Come on. I mean,
that's also serious.
I'm just born that way. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Brian. Does Brian have a question? All right, I'm going to pull him on anyways. Brian from chat. Revelatus?
It's like, does he have a question? I don't know. Let's just bring him in.
Revelatus. Oh, he doesn't have one yet. Oh, he's gonna.
Are you full time doing CSL? Somebody asked.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I do nothing else right now.
Okay. And this question was asked earlier, but I didn't pick up on it. It's more relevant now. Is are you being paid to do CSL? Okay.
I'm struggling to live doing CSL.
You're a struggling gamer.
Struggling to live.
Like a struggling artist.
Got like a notice, pay your water bill or we're shutting down your service. That's my status.
I can feel it. Xeris
right
Kickstarter coming up soon, man.
You're managing over 600 teams.
I know, it's crazy.
Now on board, and they're expecting results. Boy, I'd be turning to them right away saying, hey, you know, my water bill's got to get paid.
600 teams each donate $2 a piece. That's your water bill for a whole year, dude.
It's the Xeris water bill fund.
Exactly, the fee, the added CSL fee.
Somebody started a Reddit thread, and if you feel like it, you can go there and say nice things.
John's just gonna get.
You can say nice things, but don't give me money. I don't want that.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't give him money. You can give it to me though.
God. All right. Any more questions? If not, we'll just call it a day. Let me see. You guys can call it in. I'm gonna give you all one more minute. Call it in. Skype ID is ChanmanV.
Someone type something in the chat.
What?
So I'm hoping somebody will type something.
Yeah, you can type something in the chat too, guys.
Or if you don't want to put it out there in front of everyone, you can Skype one of us.
Yeah, that's fine too. That's definitely fine too. But
dude, bro, I lift all the time.
Do you lift? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a cat.
The cat. There you go. What's the name of your cat?
How do you feed your cat if you can't pay your water bill?
Dude, cat food is like 10 cents.
Oh, okay.
I got that.
That's his scavenger. The cat goes and brings back water for him.
Yeah, whenever I get hungry, he doesn't eat. I just eat his cat food.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Here's two questions.
We are digressing.
Here's two questions. One at which you'll have to answer. Is CSL moving to HOTS next season?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there answers that. Who would win at StarCraft 2 1v1, Chanman or me?
Dude, I'd beat him with my eyes closed. Okay. I'd beat him with my left hand.
He would actually probably beat me with his eyes closed and left hand.
All right. So you know the whole dragon thing where Dragon beat. Who did he beat with just his mouse? He beat. Who did he? He beat somebody just playing with his mouse.
Maximus Black.
Oh, Maximus Black.
Yeah.
I could beat Jeff just playing with the mouse. So maybe we should have a bikini bet too, John. Whoever wins, whoever loses has to dress in a bikini next show.
No. We want to retain our users, not scare them away forever. That'd be horrible.
Shoot. All right.
Somebody says you're supposed to tell the goat story.
Tell the goat story. Is there a goat story, Xeris?
Oh, is there a goat story?
Wait, what? Oh no, Tim's just making fun of me because I'm Persian and we like Persian. Yeah. We like sacrificing goats and stuff.
Oh jeez.
So when is the next CSL season set to start? Probably next week.
Todd asked. Oh, there actually is a legit goat story, but I'm not gonna tell it because it's weird. It's a religious story. Anyways, Todd asked, "Who's my favorite player to manage?"
Todd? You mean like in Todd?
Yeah, Todd. He's in the chat right now.
Is he? Is Johan in here? Oh, here's Johan. Shoot, I need.
I think Sen or Stardust have been my favorites, or Quirice.
All right, good deal. Speaking of Todd's going to be on Pro Corner Thursday, guys.
Oh yeah, do it.
Do it. Okay, so I got one last question from Brian. He says, "What non-gameplay feature that has not been announced implemented would you like to see in HOTS, or a Legacy of the Void?" I can't think.
So that's not counting like clan stuff because that's just implemented now, right?
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is a zoom, like even further out camera for the observer.
Mm-hmm.
It would make like at a BC's and other observers' life a little bit easier.
I personally said I'd like to see and I could be wrong. Maybe it's already in there and I'm just an idiot, which is possible. First-person view. Dead serious. Like I'm serious. Like you pick an observer, whatever, can pick a unit that's involved in the battle, and now you're looking at it from a first-person view.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a big mess already. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I suppose if you zoomed out, you can see kind of who's got control, and then you can zoom in for a minute and just get like a bird's eye view. I mean, like a straight-on view of it. I don't know.
It's possible.
Actually, one thing that I would like is something that's pretty cool that League of Legends has is the ability to like spectate a like ranked game. So maybe if I mean this would be kind of hard because
you kind of open a can of worms when you do that.
Yeah, but like if they could do it in such a way that would not create problems, like, you know, messaging players what the other guy's doing and stuff. Like the ability to spectate either ladder or like tournament games would be kind of neat.
Yeah, I think it would be cool.
From in the game client.
Yeah, from in the game client. Like,
Right.
obviously, there's like a ton of logistical things they would have to work out to even make that viable. But like, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Or or people laddering could choose to have their games included in some sort of in-game list of streaming options that people could go check out. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think that would be kind of neat.
Yeah, that would be interesting. It would definitely make things like coaching and stuff like that a lot easier too. You could just, instead of having to find people and do customs, you could just jump straight into ladder, right? And you already have somebody that's your level. So
yeah, that too.
All right, let's go into shout outs and we'll kind of call it a day. Duran, you got any shout outs you want to
do? Yes. Well, first I want to give a really, 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 really big shout out to all the CSL admins that came for the finals. I actually think like 25 of our 40 or 45 staff actually showed up, and some of them even flew across the country on their own dime just to come, which was like really, really awesome. And I'm very, very thankful for the staff that we have, and also like I mentioned in answering Timothy Young's great question, we're looking for more staff. So I want to shout out to our recruitment and encourage people to apply to be CSL staff.
Is there actually a recruiter, or is this
the
recruiting right here?
Yes, no. Well, this is the recruiting, but we have a recruiter as well.
Okay.
So that and shout outs to the CSL obviously, and to Azubu for sponsoring us, and to my cat who is there, and shout out to anybody who is a fan of me, and shout out to you for inviting me on here, and everyone who does good things. Shout outs.
Good deal. John, you want to go next?
Let's see. Shout outs to all the viewers who continue to follow us every week, and especially those that venture over from the good show. It's nice of you to grace us with your presence. Shout outs to the team that I'm getting more and more every day involved in, and that's the International Gaming League. We should hope to see some good things there. Maybe we can partner up with CSL and do some cool stuff with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's pretty much about it, really.
Good deal. My shout outs, obviously big shout out to both of you guys. Duran, particularly you for, again, just filling in last minute. I mean, it's always crazy when it gets some last minute cancels. So having you come on, and I feel like we had a very, very productive show with talking about CSL, since it's so important, and best of luck to continuing CSL. And I mean,
thank you.
Me and John are huge supporters of CSL and what you're doing. So I mean, definitely be rooting for you guys to continue growing it into something amazingly huge. So
it's the plan.
It's only going to help esports. So that's going to be awesome.
I'd like to think 5 years from now, I'll be getting like a coaching job for, out of college, to coach the professional Call of Duty team or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
and speaking of that, have you guys have you thought about expanding the game titles, or is it just going to be for a while? Okay.
Starcarft, League of Legends in the fall. We did a Dota tournament, which is actually just finishing right now, and most likely in the fall we'll do a full league for Dota. Basically, the way we expand to games is like we'll do a few tournaments to gain experience and kind of start building a staff, and then transition to a full season. So it probably takes us like a year to a year and a half to implement a new game. That's kind of what we're gonna aim to do.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, definitely great. And another shout out to Kevin Johnson for hopping on. And it wasn't on for long, but anytime we can get any Blizzard employee to hop on, particularly Kevin in charge of the community, it's a real treat to have him. So huge props to him and the community team for all that they're doing. And Yeah, so sorry, my wife just popped in here and grabbed something on my desk. It's just surprising because I usually have my door locked. Yeah, so huge props to them. Huge thanks to my mods, as always. And one thing I want to let you guys know too is these you're gonna see a little makeover in some of the overlays soon. Big thanks to John. John does the designs for all the climbing the ladder stuff. So. I'm not sure anybody knew that before, so we just want to make sure that people know now that he does all this work for just all these cool designs. I really like our design and logo, so he does a great work there. And next week we're going to be doing an episode on photographers, and it's something that I want to do every once in a while on the show. Obviously we have a lot of the big name folks in our community talking about business and just everything that they do, right? But from time to time, I definitely want to do the episodes where we try to bring to light just some issues or challenges that people are having, and photographers I think have had a hard time for a long time in our industry, whether it comes to accreditation or just even making some type of living for themselves, and it's such an important part to marketing too. Can
I say something about that?
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm just gonna be brutally honest. For many of you, it's gonna sound like, oh yeah, I'll skip next week's show, right?
Right.
No, dead serious.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Don't do that because people don't understand what the photographers have to go through to protect their property. In fact, I'm getting Skyped right now about a graphic that I put up, and I've tried to be very good about this because I've worked with some of the photographers directly, and I'm getting Skyped right now about, excuse my phone, about having put up some graphics and just making sure that I got permission to do so. Some of these things are really, really important, and the photographers work really hard. A lot of them go to events and put their own time and their own money into going to these events and putting a face on what's happening for those that can't be there or can't view it on stream. And so I think it will be an interesting conversation, kind of hear some of the horror stories, some of the things that they've gone through, and getting exposure for these guys that do a lot of good for this community.
Yeah. So next week we're gonna have Zhang Na on here, who's also the Infinity 7 team owner also, but she's a world-class photographer, and she hasn't done a ton of esports photography, but she's done enough, and I think she has a lot of experience in other industries too, to add a lot of good stuff to the discussion. We'll also have Carlton Biener on. We'll have Kevin Chang on, hopefully, Silverfire, and Helena Christensen, who does a lot of the pictures for like DreamHack and that sort of thing. So we'll have 4 photographers on to talk about the plight of the photographer. That's what I'm going to call it. So hopefully you guys will check it out, tune in. Other than that, you like the show, follow the channel, follow us all on Twitter, at ChanmanV, at ES_John Clark, and at XerisLight, and at KMICJ for Kevin. And support everything we're doing. Support CSL, support IGL, and all the ChanmanV stuff. Wednesday Night Sprites tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. and Thursday again we're gonna have Todd on for Pro Corner, and we're gonna start up Pro Corner regularly. So we'll have Todd this week, we'll have Illusion next week. So be on the lookout Thursdays for Pro Corner, and CTL. We're gonna have a lot of good stuff like coming up too, like the next 2 months on CTL. So you're gonna love it. But so that's gonna be it. So for ChanmanV, John Clark, and Xeris, we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Good,
Thank you guys.
See ya.
Bye.